Ooh, what's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMGWTF, LOLF to WBRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. We are playing as the WWF in the year 2001, booking the invasion angle, and tonight we're going to be running Sunday Night Heat, everyone's favorite show. So we had a couple locker room incidents, none too negative, I guess. Brooklyn Brawler, one of the road agents, Steve Lombardi, lightened the mood backstage after doing several funny drawings of everyone, so good for him. Chris Jericho brightening the mood in the locker room. He was just being fun and a general joy to be around, so thank you for even showing up to Sunday Night Heat, Chris Jericho. It means a lot. Must have just been a boring night for Jericho, so he showed up and he was like, yeah, I just, figured I'd chill around and make everyone else happy. And Albert was brought to Wrestler's Court today for being accused of not picking up his part of the tab and paying for a rental car, which, that's kind of scumbaggy. Really kind of scumbaggy right there. Judge Rock found him guilty and sentenced him to pay the full price and then reimburse his travel partners. And somehow Albert's behavior improved because of that. So, I'm not complaining, but that's kind of scumbaggy, Albert. I just want to point that out. You got to pay for, you got to pay for it. I actually wanted to add in a few segments here, so let's do that real quick. I wanted to go ahead and make this the main event instead. Wanted to go ahead and we're just going to do freestyle things since I forgot to do this beforehand. So we got Gregory, Molly, who's not really going to be rated here. I'll explain when we get to it. And Spike. Give it a good old 4 minutes. That seems fine. Right there. And then we're going to add in another freestyle segment with Jamie Noble and Just Incredible shitting on ECW pretty much. Because I gotta get these ECW guys over. Just gotta. And this will be a good, let's give it like 4 minutes as well. You know what? Let's increase it all to 5. I didn't think we had enough time for 5 minutes, but we have exactly enough time for 5 minutes for both of these. I believe so. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. There we go. Let's go ahead and run the show now. So Sunday Night Heat opens up with a C-. Not too bad here. Not too bad at all. C-57. Good on you, Gregory. We got the former Cruiserweight champion, Gregory Helms, in the ring, which, by the way, is now vacated because Sabu injured Ray. We all know that, though. Gregory, he makes his way down to the ring. Once in the ring, he takes the mic before the action starts, and he taps on it, and he goes, ahem. Excuse me, is this thing on? Yeah, hold on, ref. Before you ring that bell and we start this match, I've just got one thing I want to say before we start this bad boy. Molly Holly, I know you're watching back there, and I want you to know I dedicate this match to you. And just a quick little segment here. Gregory Helms overstepping the boundaries once again and putting the moves on Spike Dudley's girl by dedicating his match to her. It also gained heat for that storyline. That's pretty good. We then go to our opening match of the night, which gets a right down the middle. Good on you guys. D+ with a 50 rating here. And about that had terrible wrestling, unfortunately. A non-existent crowd heat. Gregory Helms defeating Nova, a superstar that we, with local talent that we borrowed tonight. And he beat him with the Vertebreaker. I also borrowed Nova because he's also kind of like former ECW talent, so it kind of tied in. Helms with the in-ring performance of a 50. Nova with that 32. No worker improvements. We then move to the next segment, which gets a 42D. We're backstage. We see Molly Holly. We see Spike Dudley. They're both watching a TV while Gregory Helms still in the ring celebrating. And that's when Spike turns to Molly and he asks her a question. He says, "The hell is all that about, Molly? Why is Helms dedicating matches to you and blowing you kisses?" And then Molly goes, I don't know. I don't. He could just be using me to get in your head, or he could be obsessed. I don't know, but it's starting to get really creepy. And then Spike says, well, I'm going to go ahead and put an end to this now. And then Molly says, no, don't waste your time with him. What if this is all a ploy, and he's just using me to get in your head and then to catch you off guard? This could be a trap. And then Spike just says, Molly, I think you're giving that sleazeball a little too much credit. And then Molly just responds, please, Spike. Besides, you've got a match tonight anyway. Can we just wait until after the show? And then Spike just agrees and said yes. And we, move on to our next match, which will have Spike Dudley in it. It did lose heat for the segment, but again, I'm not worried too much. It's a Sunday Night Heat thing. We then go into the next match, I should say, and getting a 55 C-. Good on them. And a bout that had subpar wrestling and a little heat here. Perry Saturn goes on to defeat Spike Dudley with a flying elbow drop. Wow, Macho Man over here. After we had a distraction from Molly Holly and Gregory Helms. I don't know why it doesn't show Helms there. I can prove it to you right here if we go to the road agent notes. Gregory Helms. I don't know why it doesn't show both. Maybe because I did Molly first. Pretty much what I'd imagine happening here is Perry Saturn is, I believe, accompanied to the ring by Terry. And if not, somehow, someway, Molly gets knocked over. I don't know if Spike misses a move, hits her, Molly gets slapped by Terry or something, and she trips or she hurts her ankle. Something like that. The cheesy angle we all know and love that started with Hogan and Savage, which kind of fitting. Look at Perry Saturn moving with what am I trying to say? A Macho Man move during this angle. Either way, Molly Holly gets hurt. That leads to Gregory Helm pulling a Noam Dar and coming down there and, picking Molly up and walking her back to the ring while Spike's kind of like, what the hell's going on, and distracted, which leads to Perry hitting a move on him and then, I guess, hitting him with a flying elbow drop to get the victory. So there you have it. Spike with a in-ring performance of a 50, so both him and Gregory on even levels tonight. And Perry Saturn with that 61. Saturn is also improving in performance, so good on him. We then go to a D plus 52 rating. This was the freestyle segment we just booked in. So again, a la, the segment we all know and love, like I've said it many times. Macho Man Hogan, Noam Dar, Alexander being the most recent. We see Molly, she's backstage, getting her ankle checked on and iced. And Gregory Helms is back there with him. Spike comes in, kind of confronts Gregory. Gregory's all like, whoa, man, I was just trying to help, You were in a match. I figured I'd come back there and get Molly out of the way. I didn't just, trying to play it off like he's the innocent guy here. And then he looks at Molly while she's just checking on her ankle. And, he tells her all like, Molly, I just want you to know that if you ever need anything, I'm here for you, or some other, some cheesy shit like that. And Spike's all, just pretty much irritated, telling him to back off, trying to make Spike look like the bad guy, even though we know who the real bad guy is here. Moving on to our This Week in the WWF segment, highlighting the highlights, I guess, of the week. We see it's being highlighted by Vince McMahon and pretty much Triple H and Stephanie weaseling their way to get Triple H into the world title match at Unforgiven, and leading to Vince McMahon then demanding Foley to put him into it. Also showing that the Giant and Undertaker's match has been confirmed for Unforgiven to be a Hell in a Cell. And then we see the number one contendership between RVD and Diamond Dallas Page, which led to RVD becoming the number one contender to Booker T's championship at Unforgiven. A solid segment, solid B, 78. It did lose heat for the Taker and Giant storyline, but we'll gain that back, I'm confident. We then go to a 46D. And we get a freestyle segment like we booked before. It just shows Jamie Noble and Justin Credible in the ring. The normal storyline we've been booking because Justin Credible's a little irritated, despite being a former ECW world champion. Hasn't been asked to join ECW. Noble and Credible come out here, talk their crap on ECW, saying their crap, which leads to RVD and Tommy Dreamer coming out and pretty much, I wouldn't say accepting the open challenge, but starting the match pretty much. We then move on to our closing match of the night, getting a 57 C- here, and about that had subpar wrestling and little heat. Rob Van Dam and Tommy Dreamer going on to defeat Jamie Noble and Justin Credible, when Rob Van Dam defeated Justin Credible with the 5-star Frog Splash, and he also, RVD, carried the match in terms of the in-ring performance, so good on him. Noble getting better at his gimmick. Dreamer with the in-ring performance of a 54. Noble, of course, with the 53, so not too far off. Jamie Noble still better than Just Incredible, though. Jamie Noble, despite being an enhancement talent, is looking very promising. Credible with the 50, and RVD, as we've pointed out already, with the superior of everybody with a 64, so good on him. No worker improvements. We end off the show to get a solid C with a 60 rating here. Good on Sunday Night Heat. It said we used Spike Dudley and Jamie Noble far too much on the show. Whatever. I say we didn't use Spike Dudley and Jamie Noble enough on the show. Look at it. It's been alright. Look at this. Oh, I thought that was. It said internet support, so I thought it was going to be all like for his injury. But just once again, saying he's the best high flyer. We'll see how well that does. After his injury. RVD. I like what Gregory Helms is doing in the ring. He's only getting better with time. Ooh, RVD. I mean, it's not like his opinion's high on my list. Oh, Perry Saturn. Perry Saturn was identified as a steroid user by the WWF. We just find people for the steroids, considering, I can't suspend everybody since my whole entire locker room practically does it. We're a little loose since I guess it's 2001, but whatever. I'll ignore my better judgment. At least it wasn't something serious, because as you guys demanded it, I think we are going to go ahead and do something with Perry Saturn and Big Boss Man as a team. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So, let's check out storylines real quick. More importantly, what I'd like to check out, as we can see right here, we have Chavo Guerrero versus Kidman for the new storyline for the Cruiserweight Championship, and the Cruiserweight Championship has been officially vacated. Did it lose any prestige? No. One thing I hate about this game, and I think I mentioned this on Nitro, is whenever you vacate a title, as we can see here with the Hardcore title, because Rhino, remember, had to vacate it, but that didn't matter too much because we wanted Canyon to win it, but I messed up. Which, by the way, look at this prestige on this title. We have just brought it up, but we'll get to that when we get to that, at year's end or something. But there was like a championship I had to vacate. I don't remember what it was. It might have been in a different playthrough as well, but I'm pretty sure it was Rhino because I had to vacate it because I forgot to. I did that. But either way, pretty much what I'm getting at here is it doesn't show afterwards. Like whenever I have Chavo or Billy Kidman win this title, it's not going to show, oh, it was vacated. It's going to say like, oh, Billy Kidman and or Chavo Guerrero beat Rey Mysterio for the Cruiserweight Championship, even though that's not how it happened. I was just curious if I'd seen Chavo Guerrero won the title, and I hadn't seen Billy Kidman's name, so I wanted to see if he actually had won the title. Either way, moving on from that, everything. Oh, wow, good on you guys. This is a really good storyline going right now too. Spike's not looking too good right here. I feel bad for the women. They always take the back seat, but it's because we got so many damn storylines going on. It's just like WCW doesn't have really any women besides like managers, and I don't want to do the same thing WWF did, where like they forced Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler into the ring when they're really not that good. And I don't want to be like, oh, let's have a bra and panties match, So either way, Nitro. I always like doing this. How do I do? I always forget how I do it, but I think we can go to history. Where's history? Show history. Okay. So this week's Nitro got a 43.12. Raw got oh wow, Nitro did better than Raw. How? Raw got a better rating, but I got a 41.01. Whereas this one got a 43.12. Interesting. It went down from the previous week. Both shows did, actually. But still good. This is probably just telling us the rating. Let's go back over here real quick and see what else we got. New Japan still looking for people. Monty Brown on the rise. I know Monty Brown. I think we all know Monty Brown. Hell yeah, I'll shortlist Monty Brown. No shows, or whatever I'm trying to say. No, that's a weird looking referee. No, what am I trying to say? Oh, developmental shows, that's what I was trying to say. OVW just had one, though. Rushmore Kimura's retiring. CML had an anniversary show. They held 2 shows, wow. Canic sideline. I have no idea who that is. Ooh, Perito and La Pacatu won a championship. The next Mexican national tag team titles. OVW Lockdown. Fit Finley was apparently the star of the show. Wrestling. Oz is Rising. Who the hell is Oz? 26. Why not? I got a lot of short lists. I don't know if I'm going to bring in all these guys, but someone to look at, in the future maybe. So here we go. OVW show. Brock Lesnar defeated Red Dog by DQ, getting a 38. Randy Orton retaining his OVW Hardcore Championship, I should say, by defeating Slash and 48 with a 48, not in 48 minutes, with a 48 rating. Fit Finley defeating Mark Henry with a 52. And Nick Dinsmore defeating Rico Constantino to retain his OVW heavyweight title with a 42. So the overall rating of the show got a 44 as well. So good on you guys. Not too shabby. Tajiri has now been rated as toned. He's in our short list, so that's why we get notices for that. One thing I do want to do real quick. Let's go ahead and do auto pushes. So one thing I like to do is I want to see if anybody has got upgraded to main event. I doubt it. It's not like we've been pushing anybody there. Yeah, it's pretty much the same people. But I do want to check on the ECW guys and see if they're where they should be, or where I would like them to be. So we got RVD going in the upper mid-card region. I think he's still going to be in mid-card. Yep. That's okay. We'll get him there soon enough. Mid-card is where I have all the other ECW guys right now, and I highly doubt if RVD's not there, they're not going to be there. Hugh Morris, who was an upper mid-carder for a little while. Perry Saturn. There you go, buddy. Sabu. Here we go. Lower mid-carder. So Sabu's getting better. He was like at a opener before. So lower mid-carder. Sandman's still at an opener. Where's Tommy Dreamer? Oh, there he is. I was like, where the hell's Tommy Dreamer? And Tommy Dreamer, come on, as an opener. All right. So far, I mean, RVD's the star of all of them, but Sabu's the star of these four. Even though, as we can see now, him and Rey Mysterio having hatred with each other. That's lovely. All right. Creative meeting. Rock, Austin, Jericho, Angle, and Taker are the franchise. Albert, Edge, Molly, I should say. Trish and Test are the next big things. The MBTs. Jeff, Molly, Trish, K-Quick, and Devon. Devon, wow, are hot prospects. Rock, Austin, Jericho, Flair, and Triple H talk to talk. Jericho, Rock, Angle, Benoit, Booker, Showstoppers. Benoit, Jericho, Triple H, Angle, and Rock are the generals. Austin, Jericho, Benoit, Giant, and Kidman are considered hot, while K-Quick, Credible, Richards, Hardcore, Holly, and Brian Adams are not. DDP, Malenko, and Clark are all in a time decline, and our hidden gems are Cheerleader Melissa, Claudio Cascanoli, Nova, Matt Stryker, and C.W. Anderson. Jimmy Del Rey. Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey. So we got some New Japan stuff here. All Japan. Emilio Charles Jr. out of C. Is he a midget? He looks... I don't want to say he looked like one, but he did. He's... Really? I guess so. Never mind. For a second, he just kind of looked like a lumberjack. The King of Beautiful is an ugly man despite his name. That's funny. And he's not a midget. He's lightweight, though. Well, that's a shame. I don't think he's going to get many contracts after that. Oh! Scotty Too Hotty's on the rise, eh? Something we might look at it. Who knows? I doubt it. Don't get your hopes up, Scotty Too Hotty fans. At least not right now. What is this? Is it real? Stupid freaking... See, this is... Okay, I want to... This is the game mod person doing this. This is not actually happening. He's showing no injuries, no nothing. He's still going to be in the ring. This is just Yeah. So this kind of confirms it. Someone told me that, oh no. Somebody told me that Russ Haas passed away. That's why they never used him. This would be why, I guess right here, he suffered a heart attack. But it's not real. This is something the mod person put in there. So, I guess we can ignore it, but we know what happened now. In other news, OVW and HWA got bad blood between them now. And the reason why I think that's hilarious is because OVW and HWA are both developmental companies under our, brand. So if the rumors are believed to be true, there's some bad blood between OVW and HWA. Apparently the two owners, Danny Davis and Les Thatcher, have made it clear that the other promotion is the enemy and are to be treated as such. That's interesting. So there was Sunday Night Heat. And before we end off this episode, I know someone wanted to see Mark Jindrak's stats. And I don't know if we'll necessarily be able to see much. Oh, well, that's his popularity, which we can look at that real quick. He's gone from a 44D to a 57, 50-ish, 55-ish range, it looks like, in the C- range pretty much for his popularity. But as for his skills, he's still considered young. As you can see, 24, 2-year pro as a young line. So we don't get to see the number parts of his skills yet, unfortunately, like we would with like someone else. We could still look at it, but we just won't be able to see like the numbers yet. So so far he's gone from a D to a D plus in the in brawling. Somehow he went from a E minus to an E in ProRes, F minus to an F in hardcore, E minus to an E in chain wrestling, E minus to an E in mat wrestling, F plus to an E minus in submissions, F minus to F in an aerial, and F minus to F in flashiness. So he's made improvements in everything. C to a B minus in performance. His stamina has increased. He's gone from a C to a C plus. Everything else is pretty much the same here. Entertainment's gone up, D minus to a D plus. Charisma's from a D plus to a C minus. Acting, D minus, D plus. Star quality's about the same. Sex appeal somehow went up, C to a C plus. I've never really seen a male actually increase, so Mark Jindrak's impressing me in every way possible. His respect has gone up from an F to an E minus. All in all, I mean, Mark Jindrak's looking pretty promising. Go to his scouting thing. He's got 7, 7, 7. That's not bad. It's better than average. Mark Jindrak's looking good, guys. Best match was against Edge and Christian. I guess his best singles match looks like it would be his 10th match, which was against Test this past Nitro. So good on him. Mark Jindrak's looking good, guys. Unfortunately, like I said, we can't see all that other stuff for him. If I had a hot prospects list, I would say that Mark Jindrak should definitely be on here. So above K-Quick for sure, but then again, I don't really use K-Quick. So there you have that, but I don't know. Mark Jindrak is definitely more promising than majority of these guys. I'd say he's also in the next big thing region too, but Edges, look at this. Definitely a glimmer of something special there. Edge is looking good. Look at this. People think Albert are going to be a superstar. That's impressive. At one point that he was considered that. Either way, nerds and geeks, my name's been OMG, WTF, LOL, FTWBRB. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor. Leave me a comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't done already. And as always, I will see you guys later for Monday Night Raw. So until then, have a great day.